Hi traders, so I just made a video on how we almost got killed in South America and how we got robbed. And so this is why I have this fucking machete with me, because I got so angry during the video that I have to fucking just pick this up and just man, it was a really tough thing to talk about. But in today's video I want to smile again, and I want to um, talk about forward testing again, because I think, and I was just thinking about this, that that is really the most important thing that you can do for your forex trading system. And I will talk about some really neat stuff in this video, and how I think you should approach forward testing, because I talked about what is forward testing and some basic concepts about it. And I realized that, of course, forward testing is I cut myself with the machete. um, it's interesting. I blood. Okay, so yeah, forward testing. Now, in my previous video, I was talking about some basic stuff on how to forward test and how to do like different kind of forward tests. And I was just thinking about it, that okay, that if I were in your position, I just start forward testing, I would think that forward testing is just that I do one optimization and I do one forward test. What does it mean? It means that I do, let's say, a 5-year forward test from 2015, and after that I do a one maybe a 1 year or 1.5, anything half year forward test. I said forward test or optimization? I think I said anyway. So I do a 5-year optimization, and after that I do a 1 year, 1.5, or 5-year forward test. Now, the thing is, it is not that easy, because if it was this easy, it wouldn't be difficult, and everybody would be a millionaire, because of course you can try out everything and just find a setting that will be good in forward testing as well. The problem is when you optimize for, let's say, stick with the 5-year and 5-year optimization, 1-year forward test, stick with it to just have a great example. So if you do that, the problem is that you optimize your EA, and you can choose between all the parameters that the optimization will give you, and you will choose, of course, the one that is good in forward test as well. But the problem is that if you are trading on live, so you optimize for for this particular time, you don't know which parameters from the optimization you should choose to actually have a good forward test, which means in the situation that is live, your live trading. So the problem is this, and I see that so many people think that if they forward test an EA, and it will work the same in the following year as well if they optimize the EA for that period. But the problem is that if you do only one optimization and one forward test, it doesn't mean anything. You should do at least like 50 and you will see the difference, because it is easy to have one optimization and one good forward test. Oh, okay, I don't say it is easy, but it is just not extremely hard. So it is not easy at all, but it is not extremely hard. It is not almost impossible. But to have an EA strategy that you have, and you optimize it for one period and then forward test it for one period, and you do this with 50 different times, and 50 different time periods and 50 different currency pairs, it is almost impossible. And I tell you this because the EAs that I had in the past, and I tried this new method with them, um, they were just failing over and over again, and that was the point where I started to just code price action based EAs, because I realized that that I have to code new price action patterns basically to have an EA that can do this. And don't be discouraged, because it could mean that you put together a new price action pattern from existing patterns. So it doesn't mean you have to figure out some crazy mathematical algorithm and pattern recognition, but it means that you can do it with just the existing indicators and stuff. You have to, or even or at least you can do it with one or two of them. You have to combine like at least five of them, and in a way that is not predictable, so in a way that is just new, in a new way. Don't use the indicators as other people think. So just I do this. um, I read about how to use an indicator, a price action pattern, if I don't know it really well, and just use it in a really entirely different way. Because technical analysis was really good back in the 80s, I don't know, like years and years ago. But now so much people are using it that it just lost a little bit of edge. And if you want to make money with technical analysis, you have to have, it is the truth, you have to have a really complex system. I didn't believe in this stuff, because I thought that you should have only a cool old school trend trading system, and that's all, and that's all you need. And it is of course true, but one problem, and that is the ranging markets. And when it comes to ranging markets, you will need those 5+ indicators and that complex system to filter out those price action patterns that indicates that there is a ranging market. So at the end, if you only want a good trend trading system, it doesn't work anymore if you have one or two indicator crosses and some RSI and some stuff. You should have a really complex system to filter around the ranging markets. So at the end, you have to put the work in that stuff. And I yeah at this moment, I only use moving averages and really complex price action patterns that I code. And it works for me. And I don't say these are easy systems to figure out, but if you spend enough time to figure this out, you will be successful, because you have testing softwares and stress testing softwares and everything, and you have time filters. So you have so much tool to actually be profitable, that you can be profitable if you put the effort into it. And so I recommend for you to do. I know it sounds like not fun, but I recommend for you to do at least 50 different optimizations and then forward tests. What does it mean? It means that you will optimize from 2000, and you will like optimize it from 2000 to 2005, and then test it on new data for 1 year. and after that you do the following, years and years, so optimize and test, and you do it on at least like 10 currency pairs. And if you have an EA that was, that was proved, that you proved that it can work with this optimization forward test, and after years and years and years it can work, it will mean that you have a really high chance that if you optimize it for today and you use it for 1 year in the, the future, it will work. And I just experienced it because the first EA that I put out with this technique was the powerful price action EA, and it was my first EA that I developed with this system. And you know many bigger investors just wrote me that it actually works, and for not just 1 month, 2 month, just a longer period of time, that it actually works in real life. And I realized that, yeah, this is the way, and this is the only way to do it. And this is why I now update all of my EAs to have this kind of price action patterns in them, and time filters, and dynamic stop losses, because I realized that all EAs would require to have these things. And I don't think that any other developer do these things, because I tested, like, in when we just got back from South America. I tested like maybe like the numbers are doesn't matter, but don't matter, but I tested just a ton of EAs from MQF5, because I was curious if if they work in forward testing, if I do this really just strict forward testing on them. And I had to realize that they are pretty much just optimized for the periods and for the charts that they want to just show the charts for you and optimize them for that period, and they put up the beautiful chart, and that is the only thing that they optimize for. And the problem is that an average person just it is an average, for an average person, it is just a it is just the top of the mountain to learn. I mean, it is the max to learn how to backtest an EA, because not everyone is a programmer, or a mechanic or anything, a person who is working on a field where with math and physics and statistics and everything. So, and for an average, I want to say that for an average person who lives an average life, and works in a some different industry, and just want to use some EAs and make some money, it is already a tough thing to backtest an EA. It is a thing that is just really cool. And so they don't think that if they learn this thing, it wouldn't work in real life. They think that if they can backtest an EA, it means that the EA will work the same in real life. The problem is that they don't know, and this is why I'm fucking here, because they don't know that there are optimizations and stuff, and that sellers just optimize their EAs to hell. And this is why when an average person backtests an EA, it works like a god. It is just this. And I meet this problem so much in my in my career as a programmer, that I make an EA that is just fucking good, and it just works. I see the forward test and everything, and people don't believe in that because they want to see a beautiful backtest, and it is so hard for me because think about it. Like I want to make an EA that is good and people like it, and it works. And the problem is that backtest doesn't show the reality of an EA. What shows the reality of an EA is just the forward testing that I do. The problem is that people want to backtest an EA and see the beautiful results. And the issue is that um, not the best backtest results will be, you know, the best forward test results. And if I want to make an EA, I have to think about this, that if people buy my robot and they want to backtest it, the backtest will look, just bad because I make my EAs to the live accounts. And of course, with some EAs like the powerful price action EA, the backtest is also beautiful and the forward test is, also beautiful. But not, but other EAs, it is not the truth, because different strategies have different, needs and types and methods and everything. And with the strategies that are just fucking good in live accounts, but the backtest is just not that good. I always have to think about this. I was just thinking about to publish like set files, settings for the EA, for backtest and for live test. And I know it sounds kind of funny, but what can I do? And it is just interesting. It is just an insight how a seller just it is just me, because most sellers just sell that fucking bad EA with a beautiful chart and they don't think about it twice, and they don't even know what forward testing is. So they don't know they sell some crap, or they know they sell some crap and they want to sell some crap because they want to make money. But for an honest developer, these are issues that people are just conditioned to those kind of charts, that those scams. And it is just tough, but I won't make bad EAs, of course. I just talk about this, and it is just interesting. And I'm lucky that the powerful price action EA and the Leopard is kind of good on backtest as well as forward test. So I am lucky with those. But for C Algo, a lot of time I realized that the backtest is okay. It is of course in profit, but but the problem is that it is not the perfect chart or anything, and people think that it won't work in forward test, and I have to all the time I have to just try to tell people that please try it out in live trading, because it works. It fucking works in live trading. And don't just look at the backtest. And I asked them, you bought the EA for the backtest or what? Because if you did that, I can give you some perfect EA with a perfect backtest, but it won't work in real life. And if you bought the EA for real life, then then try it out in real life. And this is why I give rent versions now for all of my EAs. And if you don't see it, just hit me up in email or Telegram, and I give you rent versions for really good price. And this is just for you to try it out on a real live account and then decide if you should buy it or not. So this was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I was rambling about everything, but I go and drink some milk and fight some enemies, and ciao.